let's get a perspective from the U.S. We have Stephen Yates, CEO of DC International Advisory, joining us from the beautiful area of Idaho Falls and Idaho. Stephen, take us through your thoughts there. Eunice was saying it's actually the first time the two sides are sitting down at a working level round. But that said, with the Edward Snowden case, are we actually going to make some progress?
I would have very low expectations for this round of talks. I mean, really, we've had this structure of a talk of the cabinet level meeting more or less cabinet to cabinet with large delegations. Since Hank Paulson started it in 2006, it expanded under Hillary Clinton. We're in the 5th year of the strategic and economic dialogue. And while some officials have changed positions, really there hasn't been a lot of movement on the key issues that bring the two countries together. The Snowden disclosures were said to be subject of controversy on cybersecurity issues specifically, and also the failure to honor the extradition request in Hong Kong was said to be something that would deal a blow to U.S.-China relations, but that's yet to be defined.
So ultimately, both sides will end up trading barbs at each other. Well, you did this to me, and well, what about you? U.S. might say, what about your intellectual property rights violations? China will say, well, what about you? You're snooping on your allies and friends and partners around the world.
Substantively, yes, but the style of these gatherings is very subtle. The actors involved, especially on the Chinese side, with Yang Jiechi, who was a former ambassador to the United States, long history in how to deal with Americans. He has a very subtle way of saying very strong things, which I expect to be on full display over the next couple of days. China really has no real incentive to give ground on issues ranging from climate change to economic issues to issues that don't seem to be on the agenda in the Middle East, where a lot is at stake in the world right now.
Yeah. Ron, jump in here.
Well, I think China basically is trying very hard to, has a new administration, and they want to get some victories out there. They want to define themselves very clearly. And I think one of the very interesting things the United States has done is gone to Japan, gone to South Korea, gone to Vietnam, gone to the Philippines to try to form sort of an encircling sort of alliance to try to basically offset Chinese military expansion and so forth. The Abenomics, has as a background item, the U.S. will allow the yen to fall, but Japan will cooperate very strongly with the United States on all kinds of issues. Why did Abe go to Africa? Why did Obama go to Africa? Because they're trying to offset the Chinese sort of advances in the African economy. So I think you have much more of a geopolitical sort of a strategy beginning to form here, that where the rest of East Asia has a very strong role to play. At least the United States hopes that they will play a very strong role in trying to basically balance the power between China and the United States.
Yeah, we see that playing out very evidently here in Southeast Asia as well, a very strong growth market. Stephen, that said, do you think that the partnership, that strong alliance between Japan and the United States, that can offset what the Chinese are doing pretty much all over Africa and even Asia beyond Japan?
Well, the United States and Japan together are a very substantial force, hopefully for good, on economic and political and security terms when it comes to the continent of Africa. But really what it says is it really shouldn't be about the countries themselves, the United States and China. It should be about the global issues we're supposed to tackle and who are the responsible players stepping forward to make a positive difference. We see the Middle East in flames at the moment. What is China's positive contribution there? We have economic turbulence, uncertainty inside China. Sure, it's on their shoulders to give us reassurance, as it is ours when we were going through the financial downfall of recent years here. So I think it's really about issues that need to get addressed, problems solved, not so much about the character or quality of the two countries.
Yeah, and China has plenty of issues to battle even on its home turf as well, as we will find out in the data coming up shortly. Thank you so much for that. Very nice to talk to you. Stephen Yates, you have a wonderful day in Idaho Falls. And Ron is going to be back with us as we head out for another quick commercial break.